Hello! Today I thought I'd film a little thing whilst we're here doing some of the Arthur Braxton shooting because we have a giant tank that we're filming this film in. Basically, shooting underwater is really, really difficult, and we had a really difficult time shooting at the bathhouse trying to get underwater shots. So instead, we got this giant tank, the actors go in the tank, and we, the camera people, go in this tent, and we shoot just through glass, which is so much easier and so much better. So the camera points this way, actors jump in the water, and we have beautiful shots like this.
This is Pete. Pete is doing... What are you doing, Pete?
I'm making tea.
You're making tea. This is James and Rebecca, the two stars of the film. Rebecca plays Delphina, and James plays... Who do you play? You look really sad. What have you done? What have you done, James?
We're doing eye drops, but we've filmed a scene where he's now crying, and it looks really, really real.
This is backstage of how actors cry. Every actor does this. If they say they don't, they're lying.
Josh is over here getting the data ready. This is some of the shots we've got.
Ready.
I'm ready. Ooh. And so that's how you make the film.
We're at a place called Aquatic Impact in Peterborough, which is where we're filming the film, and this is the van that I've been driving. I had a couple of questions from people on Twitter who wanted to know things, so let's go find out that. Lizzie wants to know, is it going to be screened at all in the US? Also, will you recommend reading the book before seeing the film? Okay, Lizzie, so we don't know where the film's going to screen yet because part of the problems with independent films is that they're independent. We don't have a studio attached to it to guarantee distribution. However, we do know that the film will be on things like iTunes, on things like Amazon Video, where you can buy it in any country where Amazon Video and iTunes do those things. In terms of cinemas, we're very much hoping to be able to, at the very minimum, do our own tour around different countries, and the US would obviously be one of those places. We very much hope, if there's an audience there, please watch the film. Would I recommend reading the book before the film? Yeah. The only thing I'd say is that because of reasons, which I will get into in a different time, there's changes that had to happen between the book and the film, and a lot of that was to do with age stuff. It was to do with making the book work as a film because they're very different mediums. But I would say that if you're able to do that and separate the two as two separate different mediums, then 100% read the book. I think it'd be great. However, Laura replied, I went to the early Kickstarter screening without reading the book, and it was great, so not necessary in my opinion. Thank you. That means we did a good job of turning the book into a film without you having to know the story. Thank you, that's a good compliment. Francesca says, when is it being released? We don't know yet. We're trying to get it finished. And then it will be just a case of trying to take it to distributors, take it to cinemas, and convince them to show it to people. I hope it's this year. I very, very, very much hope it's this year. So yeah, I hope this year. My aim is sort of like September, October, November time, but we have no control over that, sadly. Tom has asked, what is your favorite part of the set? So for the entire time that we were filming, my favorite part of the set was probably the well, which you may not have seen, but it's a well that wasn't even a well. Pete built the well from scratch. Well done, Pete. You're good. You did a good thing. Well done. And my favorite set is obviously the Victoria Baths, which I did in an earlier video, but I just love the fact that we built something and it's an actual thing in the world and it's still there where we built it. They're keeping it there. And I just find that so exciting and so like, Edith asked, what was your favorite scene to film? Okay, so this might be a really boring answer, but there's a really simple scene, which is Arthur has just gone up to a character called Silver's office, then he comes downstairs, overhears Silver and Delphina talking, and then Silver and Delphina and Arthur have a conversation. That scene with just this conversation between Delphina and Arthur is just so lovely, and it's a really boring thing because it's just a conversation, which is obviously not exciting to film, but I just loved it. And on that day I was really like, oh my gosh, this film makes me feel things. Pappy Milk wants to know, did you use multiple editing softwares for the film? If so, what aspects were useful from each one? So the main editing software we used was called Avid Media Composer. It's what pretty much every film you've ever seen will have been edited in. It's really difficult software to learn, but once you've learned it, it's very good. The good thing about Avid Media Composer is actually that it's not that good, and that doesn't really make sense. The other thing we used to edit was called Adobe Premiere, but what I find difficult about Adobe Premiere is it has so many features that sometimes it can be distracting. And Avid Media Composer actually strips back some of those features. It doesn't include lots of complicated things, and that means that you're just focusing on making your film work as a story for a while, because all the VFX and all the effects and things like that will be done. But the most important thing is you make the film work without the flashy effects, and then add the flashy effects if you want. It creates separation, and that it's so easy when editing a film of this size to just get distracted by, oh, I'll try out adding these effects to the video and seeing what that does. No, that's not how you make good films. You make good films by making it work without flashy effects, and then adding the flashy effects later. So those are the two things that we use on the film, and those are the good things and bad things about both. Rosie wants to know, are there any running jokes on set? I'm going to see if this works. But me and Pete, who is the production designer you met earlier, have this running joke where we always talk to each other in like gruff man voices. Okay, let's see if it works. Right, Pete, how's it going?
Yeah, not bad, not
Yeah,
bad.
you doing well?
Yeah,
How's the
not
missus?
bad.
How's the missus?
Oh, she's awful, mate. Awful.
And that is because me and Pete are just the least manly people in the world, and that's why that's fun. I mean, look at friggin' Pete's t-shirt. This is not a real man, but it really is.
You what,
He's
mate?
my real man. He's
Oh,
my
slap you for 20,
baby.
boy.
Josh has got some things. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that looks incredible.
Nan, we're back in the real world.
That's so good.
So that is what we're doing today. That is so exciting. I'm so excited. Life is great. Yes, doing the dream. Luby wants to know, what classification is the film going to have? Right, now, this is the real key thing. I don't want to get into changes about the book right now because I need to do a really long, in-depth chat about it. And I think some people who are watching this have met me in person, we've chatted, and I honestly did these things for the best of intentions. The film, we are aiming for the film to be a 12. 12A or whatever it is in your local country, but for being able to watch it if you are 12 years and plus. If you've read the book, there are two main stories for the film, which are Arthur and Laurel's story. The reason we have had to do major changes is because Laurel's story is a very intense, very adult story. And that would instantly make this film an 18. And actually, the story of Arthur Braxton is a playful, teenage, coming-of-age story, which doesn't need and shouldn't be an 18 because it would ruin it and make it inaccessible to people who want to see that story. And so we decided to split the film into two films. One is Arthur and one is Laurel. So this film is about Arthur. And because of making that split, we had to then make other changes to make the story work without the Laurel story. But I think that genuinely we will make two fantastic films in the end. Hello. I'm doing a Q&A.
What?
I'm doing a Q&A for the Kickstarter people.
I thought you filmed your Q&A.
I've done a Q&A for my channel. I'm doing a Q&A for the Kickstarter now.
Why
wow,
are you
all the
in an
Q's.
alley?
Why I'm in an alley? Because I'm hiding.
We're in front of a road.
Who's in an alley now? It's you, Josh. You're in. Why are you?
Can I join in?
Yes.
Can I have a channel now?
Josh, look at your merch. Just
Yeah,
turn
just be
around and show everyone.
Dude.
Oh, Josh is wearing my merch to set.
These are
Luke
great.
Cutforth smells of milk, even though he's a vegan. Thanks,
At least you
Josh.
admit you smell the milk now.
Yeah.
You just admitted it.
As you can see, I allow other people to park and drive their cars all the way through the lot, and mostly for free as well, other than on Wednesdays when I make them pay a smile. That's all. That's all I have now.
That's James Tarpey. He's playing Arthur Braxton. Not like that though.
And I'm being paid in smiles. I got 4 of them, and they were good smiles.
You're good.
I can't muster a smile. Is that how you do it?
I'm paying you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 smiles.
You're so rich now.
I know.
This is actually what he's
in the
like.
soul. In the soul.
When he's not playing Arthur Braxton, he does this thing.
I just talk all the time. Talk all the time. All the time about rubbish as well. There's nothing I'm talking about this any good. Oh look, there's like an auto track on my face. Whoa, Marty, he's locked on me, sir, he's locked on me. You've got to now put in the that final thing, like the tracking marker on my face. Otherwise people
There
won't
is
know
no
what I'm
way I'm doing that. Yeah, absolutely no way.
James has found a pipe.
Can't do a saxophone impression, even though it looks more like it. I can do a violin impression.
Love your work. Outstanding.
Yeah, everyone loves my work. Yeah, you're right, kid.